Welcome to the second chapter of accreditation process. In the first chapter, we saw that basically what you need to have in mind that your QMS is up to standard, your learning programs are all up to scratch, and as well as you have internal assessors and moderators that are going to help in putting up the whole learning programs into usage and rolling out all the whole training processes into your organization framework. We need also to understand that when we are tackling issues regarding accreditation, so many providers don't understand the exact role and the importance of the sitters in conjunction with any stakeholders that are responsible for the whole training and qualification programs. Firstly, your business plan has to have that in light that you're going to be engaging into certain aspects of trainings as either capacity or as a business. Then you need to also to understand you need to select learning programs that are within your scope. That will give a benchmark to identify which sitter will be responsible to accredit those learning programs. When you finalize those issues, then you move on to who are the stakeholders or parties responsible for the registrations of your learning program. Basically, then you need to move on to understanding the whole concept of accreditation as a requirement for you to be able to offer either a learning program or any certificate, be it aligned or non-aligned to any system or framework set. You may have problems, in terms of putting up all the structures together. That's why some providers tend to outsource certain aspects of the whole sequences or channels or partly of the accreditation process. One, providers tend to purchase learning materials from developers, but they also understand that developers might be able to assist. However, they don't know your aspect of your business plan. So basically, you are buying programs which are generic. After purchasing such programs, you have to go back and align within your business aspect that can be able to be linked to the relevant ETQA or any sitter that is responsible for the accreditation or approval of that such a program. In previous scenarios where we saw providers coming back to developers and having issues with the learning programs and all that, that needs to be addressed from the beginning when they sign up a service level agreement that yes, we're going to be able to take up your program and assist you with the whole development. Yes, we're going to be able to integrate any outcome that is required within the working environment that is required by the ETK or the sitter or set as a standard by the SACWA learning program approval. Then you need to also to understand that your service provider or your outsourced developer need to work with you in line with your QMSs to put up programs that can be usable within your learning program, within your whole environment or structure or your organogram as part of the QMS standardization. Otherwise, you're going to buy a program that you cannot be even adapt into your learning, your whole environment of your organization. Then you're going to have problems in the future. Then it means that the person that's going to be blamed, not only the provider, the developer, but as well as yourself, you to be blamed because you didn't integrate whatever you have, pass it over to the designer of the learning program. That's why we find problem challenges in assessment tools used in the learning program, because the designer didn't sit with you, doesn't know the working environment structure, doesn't know how your facilitation methodology is going to be. Yes, they can align and come up with a standardized documentation to say you're going to do 1, 2, 3 in terms of taking up the facilitator's guide, assessments and all that come together, but at the end of the day they are not on the physical ground to understand how you're going to roll out the whole training in your own organization as a part of your QMS. So it becomes a challenge. Then I also urge providers when they are busy purchasing programs. Yes, we know there are always problems in terms of program not approved. You have to go through the whole sequence of approval so that you can be able to train on it. You might design a program, or your developer might design a program which is already approved. So it means you have to go through the whole approval process before you train or use such materials or a program to your learners or to your target market. It means that you have to go through the whole sequence of program evaluation through a relevant SITA. I also repeat or find challenges where then the SITA doesn't approve the program, then you're stuck with the learning materials. Always engage with the developer or the writer of the material once anything or problem arise with the learning program, and set standards or flow with the standards set by the evaluator according to the evaluation tool used, so that you can have a program approved. You don't need to run around and start to comment and send information to relevant parties. The best option will always go back to the person who wrote that learning material and engage with him. Say this is 1 2 3 not approved. Yes, there might be money implication, all that. Still bring that to the desk and sit down with your program developer so that you try to align or flow with those mistakes or errors committed in the whole learning process. Then you won't have problems. Otherwise, you sit and wait for the SITA site visit when you don't have the correct materials. Always becomes a challenge and a problem. We repeat and also talk to evaluators that yes, they must provide the evaluation report as soon as they are ready. They have designed and put down the whole tools together. Otherwise, the provider will sit and wait for the report. Then he cannot be able to engage with any of the stakeholders relevant to the program approval. Lastly, as I conclude, like I said in our previous discussions, that learning programs are designed in different ways. Yes, some sitters have come up with different ways and support to assist providers in putting up certain generic programs. Like we look at programs designed by LG SITA, program designed by Agric SITA. They've placed those programs on their website, but they are generic. Providers are urged to go back and integrate them into their learning environment to suit the market, as well as flowing with their business plans or with their QMSs, so that they do not take the program as is. It is not going to be of any use buying or having a program, do not even align it to your standardized environment. Then it won't work, it won't be applicable as well. You might have it as a QM as a standard document, then benchmark on it to flow with the basic requirements of such a program. NSA Consulting has been designing and developing learning programs for over 7 years now. We could say that starting from 2004, we've been in business of writing programs before even people started to know, or providers or researchers started to know of the standardization of all the learning programs onto the NQF system. Yes, her products might have not been of the same or top quality during the interim of developing and growing as a business, but we have also learned a lot from the past experience as NSA grew into a proper research institute benchmarked to BBT Institute. Yes, we won't deny that we flew into some shortcomings regarding certain learning programs, of which we tried as much as possible to correct with the relevant providers as well as sitters. We also urge for any other provider who purchased our programs previously and was not happy with the sample of products or services provided to come back to NSA, so that all issues must be resolved. That can only be done if we both the providers and the stakeholders or the sitters work together to provide top quality education as speculated or and outlined by the, the NQF system and the principles governing assessment. With that note, I'll leave out my details. For any further information and knowing more about the whole process of accreditation in details, and also learning programs that are aligned to the specific unit standard or exit level outcomes in case of qualification, meeting standards of relevant sitters and meeting standards set by the standard generating bodies, should contact me at 012-323-0359. I repeat, please give us a shout at 012-323-0359. Alternatively, you can reach us via email at info@nsaconsulting.co.za. I repeat, info@nsaconsulting.co.za, or check us through by logging onto our website www.nsaconsulting.co.za. You'll get all the relevant vital information, contact details, physical address, where you can find us and also engage with us in terms of uplifting quality education in South Africa. Thank you very much. I hope to hear from you. Any other comment, please, you can direct it directly to me at my cell number 078-359-6200, 078-359-6200. I'll be honored to take up all comments and support to you guys. Thank you and have a lovely day. Bye bye.